Hi guys, welcome back. As you know, techno-optimism has never been my virtue. In my previous videos, I've shown ChatGPT's inability of coming up with creative code to solve real-world problems, and also I've exposed how OpenAI has exploited low-wage workers in third-world countries to do data labeling work. So I think I've explored ChatGPT's weakness enough, so today, my redemption. I won't criticize ChatGPT, but offer solutions. So I'm going to show you how ChatGPT could help you self-study machine learning in the most efficient way possible. I hope you could get the most out of it before OpenAI stops offering the free version. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, after stumbling a million times in my journey of self-studying machine learning, I finally came to the conclusion that to get the ball rolling, you don't really want to chew on the math details right off the bat. And also, you don't want to dive into the code directly either. So what you want to do though is to first get an intuition of what this algorithm is and how it works at a super high level. Now let's see, this is your first time learning the K-means algorithm. So step number 1, ask this question. What is the intuition behind K-means? Now let's put up our personal tutor, ChatGPT. More often than not, I'd like to complement what ChatGPT described with some animations to give me a visual illustration. I found descriptions plus visualizations are the great combo to help me understand the algorithms 10 times faster than just reading through the descriptions. I do wish that ChatGPT could generate animations. Well, who knows, perhaps OpenAI will release ChatGPT's sibling, something like AnimeGPT in the future. But before that happens, we still have a bunch of resources that help animate these algorithms. So I will leave my favorite ones down below. I found that the best way to digest what ChatGPT laid out is to put it side by side with this animation and follow through each step to develop intuition about this algorithm. So the example ChatGPT gave us is to group books into 3 categories: science fiction, history, and children's books. Okay, now let's assume each dot represents one book in the library. So we're going to choose 3 random points as our initial centers. Okay, I'm put 1 here, and then 1 here, and here. Then we're going to assign each dot to its closest center. Okay, now we can see some dots are assigned red, and some are assigned blue, and others are assigned green. So next, let's update the centers based on the mean of these assignments. So see, the centers just moved, and we just keep updating until the centers don't change again. Now, ChatGPT mentioned something like measuring the distance between the point and the center. So if you're like me, you probably wonder what this distance is and how should I measure it, right? So let's ask. Whenever you have a question, just go ahead and ask ChatGPT. And okay, so Euclidean distance is used, and it also gave us the formula. Now, intuitively, we know what K-means is, right? So it's a clustering method that groups data together based on their distances to the K-centroids. So step number 2, we're going to go beyond and internalize this conceptual understanding. So we're going to implement this algorithm. I know this sounds a little boring, but implementation is a must-have step towards mastering the algorithm. Now, to make it less boring or less overwhelming, the secret sauce is you would want to use the simplest, the smallest dataset and work out the math by hand. Again, let's put ChatGPT on the side and learn through each step. So it come up with a tiny dataset with just the 4 data points. Here, I made this animation for the purpose of demonstrations, but you can definitely do this by hand. So here we have the 4 data points, which we want to group into 4 clusters. So step number 1 is to randomly initialize the centroids. Say we have 1, 2, and 4, 4. And then we assign each point to the closest centroid by calculating the Euclidean distance. So for example, this point to center 1, which is itself, of course, the distance is 0. And to the other centroid, the distance is square root of 13. So we assign this point to cluster 1. And then we're going to repeat this step for the remaining data points. So here, let's do one more. Let's see, the distance between these 2 dots is 2, which basically is the first cluster. And then if we calculate the distance between this point to the other centroid, the distance is 3. So as we can see, this point 1, 4 should be assigned red as the first cluster. So we just repeat doing the same calculation for all the other points we have. Okay, good. So these 2 points are together assigned to cluster 1, and these 2 points are assigned to cluster 2. So we just update and get the new centroids, which are the new means of each cluster. Then we just repeat until the centroids stop changing, which give us the final results. All machine learning algorithms can be calculated by your own hand as long as you use the simplest dataset. So this is the best way to master the core of an algorithm. Now, step number 3 is to code up your implementation in whatever programming language you choose. It could be Python, it could be R, doesn't matter. So for now, let's ask ChatGPT to show us the Python code. I just copied and pasted the code spit out by ChatGPT into my Python IDE. Actually, now you can call ChatGPT directly from Python, and I will make a video about this very soon, so stay tuned. And for now, I won't go into details of this Python code. So essentially, what it's doing follows exactly the same steps as we just did by hand, but just with a few more data points than 4. Now, if we run this and plot out the result, this is what we get. So all the points are grouped into 3 clusters. So again, the key takeaway here is to learn how to build the algorithm step by step in Python using ChatGPT, and this will give you a deeper understanding of how machine learning works under the hood. The very last step is to learn how to use this algorithm from the existing libraries of your language of choice, like in Python. Now, I'm going to ask ChatGPT to use the scikit-learn or sklearn package. Like we did before, ChatGPT and Python IDE side by side, look at ChatGPT's explanation along with the Python code. Alright, so this is the k-means function, the k-means implementation from the sklearn. So we're going to go ahead and run this, and then also plot out the centroids. Now let's compare the result from our own implementation to the result from sklearn package. So this one is from the sklearn package, and this one is from our own implementation. So as we can see, there's just this one dot here that are kind of classified differently. Sometimes the result coming out of your own implementation may be different to what those from the Python modules. So when that happens, I always encourage you to read the implementation manuals to see what's the difference. So usually it's due to some minor or random issues like different starting points or different optimizers. No need to really get hung up on it because chances are you're going to use the Python libraries moving forward. So implementing on your own is more for the purpose of learning. That's it for this video, guys. Hope you've learned, in my opinion, the most efficient way to self-study machine learning with ChatGPT. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big like and subscribe to my channel. So until next time, bye guys!